So as the brains integrate, hemispheres integrate, you have more whole brain function. You have better mental clarity, better decision-making skill. As the tension in the body is diminished, you have better emotional management, you have better physical, mental, emotional balance. And when we have that disconnect, if you will, where we go into the stress state and we lock there, we're also partially disconnected from that innate power and wisdom, because it still thinks that we're in a threat stage, that there's danger out there. It never got the shut-off signal.
Right.
Okay? So what we do is we give them the shut-off signal so that the wisdom of the body says, oh, there's nothing out there to be worried about. I can come back into balance. So now that outer reactive energy that it was using to maintain that defensive state, where it borrowed energy from healing, from creative thought, from innovation, from metabolism, from all of those things, now it can reassess that back so that we can use that energy for self-healing, for creative thought, for innovation, for overall health and well-being, to return that balance and vitality back to our life. If I just do this one thing, that they will be better off for it. So it isn't about me trying to heal or treat them with what's going on. And I know the rule of thumb is that if you can live okay, out of balance, in an inappropriate stress state with excessive tension on one side of the body, weakness on the other, and in that imbalanced state, that you're going to live better if we can balance you out. So we're not saying quit doing whatever you're doing, and especially if you're doing something that works for you. We're saying we can give you a better, stronger baseline to start with, and that everything else will work better.
So it sounds like what I'm hearing you say is that it's, when you see an individual client, that it's a pretty quick technique.
Yes.
Is that?
Exactly.
So like if I came in to see you, first appointment, how long would it take the first time?
First time's about a half hour, because we're doing some testing through teaching, which I'll show you a little bit later when we do that demo. We'll be checking we don't diagnose anything. We obnose it. We observe the obvious. Where are they right now? We look at the length of the legs, the strength of the legs, the hips to see if they're even or in level. Check for the shoulder girdle to see if it is out of balance. Check with the tension in the neck and the strength in the arms, and check the rotation. So most people want to know what we're doing because, like you, they've never heard of it before. The way that most of the people find out about us is word of mouth. They get referred by someone that it has worked for.
Right.
And as I mentioned to you previously, is that we are actually a 4 members only private association, and the reason that we set up that way is really to protect the work, because it is so unique, protect our right to do the work, and also protect the participant, the member's right to receive the work.
Then you have a 30-minute appointment the first time because you're explaining all this, which I think is amazingly quick. I know Susan will think so too. But then, so when follow-ups, it's probably just like a few minutes. 5 or 10 minutes, depends on how many people are ahead of you. And so do you see people coming in like regularly, like once a week? Do they come for months, or is it like 3 times and they're done, or how does it work?
Everyone's kind of different. The rule of thumb is about for every 12 months that you've been out of balance, it takes about a month to get in balance. I wish it was better than that. I can tell you that I see some people once a week from the get-go. They respond so quickly. Younger people, children respond even better. Older people, surprisingly, respond really quickly and really well. One of their biggest things is, that lack of equilibrium and balance. You see them with their legs straight, and they're doing that old person walk where they just kind of shuffle. They don't bend their legs, and they're bent forward. My father was like that, 84 years old. I went out, Sun City, Florida, spent a week with him and did the process on him every day. By the 3rd day, he was walking with a spring in his step. His wife, since 1966, his wife, my stepmom, had pain in her feet. He's had to rub them every night just so she gets some relief and be able to go to sleep. After the first process, she was able to sleep through the night.
Wow.
And so now, when they came out to visit, we repeated that cycle. But for most people, to answer your question, is that it is important that we see them often enough that they can maintain that balance in their body, minimum tension in their neck and strength, so that they can then, the wisdom of the body can be in a place where it can start healing the body. So for most people, initially, I'm going to see them every other day, 3 times a week.
Okay, well, let's take a minute and just see a demonstration of how Alphabiotics works.
So as an alphabioticist, we don't heal, treat, or cure anyone of anything. But what we're looking to do is to get you in the best possible place so that you can awaken the healer within. So we don't diagnose, but we do something called obnose. What we do is just observe the obvious. We see where the body is and observe the conditions, and when we do the process, we just see what happens. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to check the length of his legs to see if they're even. We're going to check the strength in his legs, check his hips just to see if they're level and even. Going to check his arms for arm strength, check the tension in the neck, and for rotation of the neck to see if that's limited in any way. So we're going to start down at the feet here, and I'm just going to take a look at his feet and his ankles, and we're just going to check to see if they are even, and basically they're just about right on. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to check the hips. The left hip is just a little elevated, and it's rotated just a little bit. Now we're going to check the strength of the legs. So just hold that up, will you, Will? I'm going to push down. I want you to resist, okay? Resist. Okay. And I'm not really doing kinesiology here. I'm actually testing the strength to see how much strength he has in his legs. Okay, and resist. Okay, so we're a little weak on both sides of the lower body. Now we're going to check the arms. And rotate your arm in, thumb out, make a fist. I'm going to push straight down, Will. I want you to push up towards me and resist. And we're weak there. And resist. A little stronger, but still weak. Going to check the tension in the neck. And there's different levels of tension in the neck. It can be full flat tension. It can be knotty and cordy. We can have it on one side. We can have it on both sides. He's got a knot on the left side of his neck here that I can feel. And now we're going to just check the rotation to see if that's limiting it in any way. So just turn your head, look at your left shoulder, and turn and look at your right shoulder. And as we're looking to the right here, this is all tensing up. So it is limiting it. Now what we would do is we would do the process. I'd be cradling his head in my arms. My point of contact would be the occipital area, and I would do a quick upward extension. It's much like a martial arts movement. It's not about how hard we do it. It's really about the speed. Now we've just done a very quick alphabiotic process on Will, and the reason we don't show it is that it really looks kind of simple. It can look dramatic at the same time, but in the past when we've demonstrated, we've had people go home or try it on someone at home and actually get hurt. So it looks real simple, but it's very technical to learn. So we've done the process. Now we're going to check Will's legs and his arms to see what's happened to him, see if they're any stronger. So the first thing we're going to do is check the legs. And Will, just resist. Be strong. And I'm pushing a whole lot harder. And resist. And I can't put it down. Now we're going to check the arms. And the arms had very little strength in them. Okay. And resist. And I'm really pushing. And resist. And he's strong all around. Now, Will, how's that tension in your neck?
Better.
Better. Okay, let's look at the rotation, which is better. Better. Quick process, only takes a few minutes. Quick, easy, simple. Einstein said, if it isn't simple, I don't want to look at it. So this is about as simple as we get.